Good day to you and your lot. They call me Assassin Beamish. And I felt like sharing my thoughts on the Suicide Squad movie today. Mind you, I watched the movie about at least 2 weeks ago now, and the only reason why I hadn't touched on it yet is because, well, I just hadn't really felt like doing it. I have not been feeling that well this last couple of weeks. I've been a bit of a downer, but today's a good day, so I thought, might as well go ahead and do it, right? Can you tell it's not something that I usually do? It is like, oh yeah, it's like this cheaper and uplifting. Oh boy. But hey, let's focus on the present, right? So, I kept my glasses today. So, I usually just take them off because I feel like, yeah, they're not exactly speaking the cleanest, no matter how much I try to get them clean. Not to mention that I feel like they also reflect a little bit on the light. But anyway, the point is that the movie, the Suicide Squad movie, I felt like it was actually a pretty good movie, right? It was not the masterpiece of cinema or superhero filmmaking or anything like that, but it definitely, first of all, it was not nearly as messy as the first one, right? The first one, I felt like it would have been quite good if it wasn't because of all of the studio meddling, and all of the big crises that were going behind the scenes there at the time. This one, I felt like it was a lot more easygoing, it had a vibe that definitely felt like the guy behind the movie actually, not only did he have, I feel, a good time making it, but it also seems to me like there wasn't as much meddling, and if there was, I mean, I honestly wasn't able to catch much of it. If anything, maybe there was a little bit too much politics thrown into it this time around, and hey, given the times that we're currently living on, I cannot really say that, they are like unique on that department. A lot of artists right now are having to compromise their visions, or maybe something, not even just their visions, sometimes just a little part of their product for the name of fulfilling someone else's ideals, I guess. I'm not sure if I'm probably sounding a little bit okay, what I'm trying to say is this. Let's take, for instance, my biggest pet peeve about the movie, which is, of course, I say of course like it's obvious, and I feel that it should be kind of obvious. It's the COVID joke that they made, right? When they're talking to freaking Tinker, and when they're telling him what they're going to do when they get to Jotunheim, right? And they're like, you do anything that we don't want you to do and you're dead. Something like that, I don't remember. And then Harley's like, you cough without covering your mouth and you're dead. That's different. Anyway, you cough without covering your mouth and you're dead. And then Rick Flag is like, okay, yeah, that's obviously, not real. That we're obviously going to kill you. You don't cover your mouth. But you really should cover your mouth if you cough, you son of a bitch, or something like that. And of course, that was clearly a COVID joke, right? That was clearly a COVID joke. And a lot of the other stuff that happens in the movie, or that it's said in the movie, I was just making sure. A lot of the stuff that happens and is said in the movie also had some vibes like that. But honestly, those were perhaps my only pet peeves. I really enjoyed the movie. Of all the characters that they could have killed off to sort of show that nobody was really safe, killing freaking Captain Boomerang, I mean, come on, dude. The Flash has like 3 villains to boost, and you kill one of them already. Like, come on, hey, do what you're gonna do, man. I honestly felt that one when that happened. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Well, hey, you know what? Do what you're gonna do. I mean, it's not gonna going to die or something because Boomerang is no longer around. But hell, that hit me, man. So yes, they killed Captain Boomerang right at the start. They fake killing the Weasel, which I was not expecting the Weasel to be like the most important part of the film, but I mean, I would have liked to see the Weasel actually like sort of engage in combat with somebody. We literally just saw him be like, like creepy, like licking a window and just sitting on his head like, and then drowning. There were a lot of stuff in this movie that was peculiar, to say the least. That was not exactly like I would have done it, but at the same time, I cannot really complain. Again, the first scene when they all get killed on the beach, I was not expecting that. I mean, I'm just being honest, I was not expecting that. That may have to do also with the fact that I really didn't watch any of the trailers or promotional material for the movie. except of course the few that you couldn't avoid, such as when like YouTube would put the trailer at the beginning of a video. And I'm pretty sure that it was one of those 5-second trailers, or maybe just like in a promotional image that I caught by accident while browsing some website. I think it was one of those where I saw Starro, and I honestly wish I hadn't, because I mean, to be fair, the movie, like, they were aware of what they did with the marketing, so they didn't keep Starro a secret for more than like 20 minutes into the film. Like 20-25 minutes into the movie, you knew that Starro was involved. But I kind of wish still that I hadn't actually seen Starro in the promotional material. That would have been a nice little, like, surprise. Can you still hear me there? What do you know? I was talking about Starro, I think, and all of a sudden, turns out that my freaking the memory card in my camera, apparently I didn't realize it didn't have enough space, so it just stopped recording. So I literally spoke for like 8 more minutes before I realized, oh, wait a second, is this no longer recording? I don't even know what the hell I said, man. I already forgot. What was I saying? I was talking about how Starro, I thought it was really cool that he was in the movie. I wish I hadn't seen him in the promotional material. And then I honestly went on talking about the characters. Jesus Christ. I'm pissed right now. I'm pissed. What the fuck did I say? I'm not scripting this, I like to script my shit, but I'm not scripting this one. Scripting this one. I'm not scripting this one. Because first of all, I thought it would be a little bit easier to just sit down and just say my honest thoughts, but here I am. Now I'm left with just my dick in my hand, basically. Because okay, let's see if I can capture back what I was saying. Let's just go to what I remember I was talking about. Okay, which is let me just grab this right here. Let's do it like this. Let's get casual. So Starro, I wish I had not seen him in the promotional material. I did, unfortunately, but that's okay. It would have been better if not, but Jesus Christ. I'm pissed, man. I'm pissed. But okay, here we go. I wish I hadn't seen Starro in the promotional material, even if it wasn't like a particular big surprise, like it said. I'm not sure if this is still going to be in the recording, but like I said, we learned of him like 20 minutes into the film, so it wasn't even a big deal. But I still wish I hadn't seen him, I think that I did mention is that I was hoping that Starro would show up in the big screen soon enough after the end of Shazam, where Mr. Mind, the little worm, appears in the film. And I mean, come on, you have Mr. Mind in one of your big screen movies, you have to get Starro there sometime, right? At some point. And my sister, she keeps telling me that now that Starro has also been on screen, the only guy that they're missing is Mogo, the planet-sized Green Lantern. Which I'm not going to lie, it would be pretty cool. I also want to see Mogo on the big screen someday. I want to also see the little squirrel, big Green Lantern, and have them be like the dynamic duo, the smallest Green Lantern and the hugest one. That would be interesting. I would also like to see the Red Lanterns, now that I think of it, on the big screen, Atrocitus and Dexter and a lot of them. That would be cool also. But anyway, the film, Suicide Squad. So, man, I said a lot. I thought that the characters were not the deepest, any of them. Probably the deepest character was Ratcatcher, but hey, even her was not particularly profound. That being said, I really liked that they made this an R-rated film, okay? And a lot of people can say that that's kind of like a bit of a gimmick even, but hey, you know what? Honestly, I felt like it was a bit of a necessity at this point, especially since it's the Suicide Squad, right? And especially since they went with the other sort of gimmick that they have done a lot with these sort of characters, at least on the big screen, which is the concept of the Suicide Squad is that they're a bunch of villains, right? So you put them together to go into a literal suicide mission, a mission that that at least a few of them are going to die. And this somehow turns into the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm not just saying that because it's James Gunn this time around. That's his name there, James Gunn. Okay. In the first movie they did it also, and in most incarnations of these sort of products they have done it too. That's probably my biggest pet peeve to this day with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen movie. That in the comic book, they are what they are. They are the villains of their own stories. Well, not all of them, but you know what I mean. Like, they're not good people, really, in the comic book, and it shows. Like, these are fucking monsters and just criminals of war and whatnot, and the hunters. And thrown together, and the comic, you can see that, you know, they sort of develop a bit of a camaraderie among themselves, and they do, you know, they do probably consider each other a bit more than acquaintances. Maybe a little bit of friendship is there, but at the end of the day, they're still pieces of shit. And that's what I feel is still lacking a lot in the Suicide Squad as such. At the end of the day, these characters, you know, they're super villains. They're supposed to be pieces of shit. They're trash people. They may have some redeeming qualities, you know, Harley Quinn and many of them have redeeming qualities, but at the end of the day, they're not supposed to trust each other, and they're supposed to just be fucking vermin. Jesus, they literally go around killing people. So, anyway, I was equating this to the Harley Quinn TV show and how that's one of the best portrays, honestly, I feel, of this concept, because you have Harley Quinn and you have Poison Ivy and her gang, and again, redeeming qualities, but at the end of the day, they're still super villains, and they still do a lot of questionable at best stuff. And a lot of the other characters in the show, you know, it's really violent, and they don't hold back on the cursing. They curse up a storm, which is something that super villains in real life would do. Can we agree on that? It's something that super villains would do in real life, so it makes sense. It makes sense. So I'm glad that they put that on the film, you know, and again, you can say whatever you want about it, but I just thought it was a nice little touch that they put that level of realism anyway. Realism. I don't know English. I honestly felt that the movie was just really good, and it, again, not a masterpiece. I would probably give it like a 7 out of 10 stars. Maybe you could even push it to an 8, just because it's one of the best products that Warner Brothers and DC have put up so far in their, you know, in their current attempt to do that universe, like that extended universe. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously not a masterpiece or anything. It's just a fun movie to watch, and I amply recommend it. And just let me say real quick what I said about the characters earlier, as best I can anyway. I was talking about how, okay, sure, Harley Quinn is, you know, usually the best part of what she's in, so there's that. Rick Flag, I was pleasantly surprised that in the first film I honestly thought he was like the most boring character, and bear in mind that freaking movie had like Slipknot or whatever his name was, the guy who like would just, you know, shoot like, what are they called? What are they called? You know, the guy who basically just climbed walls. Rick Flag was still probably the most boring character there. But in this film, I honestly felt like, you know, I like the dude. I wanted him to succeed. Shame that he died. Spoilers. What else? I really like Peacemaker, you know, which is where, mind you, I didn't like him as in I would like to hang out with the guy, you know, the actual Peacemaker, but I really like the character. John Cena, I feel like, you know, one of the first films that he made was probably like The Marine, right? And he was shit at the time. I feel like he has gotten better with time. I'm not saying that he's a great actor, but he has got a bit of nuisance to himself, you know, to his performances. I really like this character. I really like Peacemaker, and I like the portrayal of him. I really liked the way that they did King Shark, which is very akin to the comic books, and I felt that Stallone was, you know, just he was perfect in the role, basically. I like the character of Ratcatcher and what they did with her. I have never seen the actress before, but you know, good job. What else? The Polka Dot Man, David Dalsmachian or something like that. I don't really know his name, I'm sorry, but I think that's his name. The point is, this guy, did I mess my hair? This guy, the Polka Dot Man, I felt like it was a bit of a waste to kill him, if I'm honest, because, you know, it was his he had this sort of like a growth of like he gained confidence in himself, and more than that, he like finally like was comfortable with what he was. Like, I'm a freaking superhero, mom, look at me. You can take that however you want, but the point is, man, I honestly feel like they didn't have to kill him. They just went ahead and did it because actually, if I almost feel like just for the sake of a joke, you know, for the sake of I'm a fucking superhero. Which, I mean, what are you gonna do about it, I guess? But hey, dude, come on. If you're going to save the freaking Peacemaker to make a whole TV show out of him, you could have freaking saved Polka Dot Man. Come on, dude. Come on. Let him be. What else? I like Bloodsport. He was basically just, you know, Deadshot again. But hey, I like it. And hey, it was Idris Elba. I always like Idris Elba. I think he's a great actor. I think he was great in this film. one of my favorite parts of the movie was probably him. What else? What else? A lot of it got lost in the bit of the video that didn't get saved. Man, I'm not going to be able to get over this one enough, right? You know what? Fuck. It would have been a really good video, man. Damn it. Next time that I decide to do something like this, I'm going to make sure that everything is okay, because that was literally the second mistake I made today. The first mistake was that I actually had to charge the battery for the camera for like 20 minutes because it had very little battery. I don't know what was... I prepared everything else in advance, but not that. Fuck, man. Next time I'm going to get it right. Anyway, I don't have anything else to say. Fuck it. No, oh, actually one more thing, just one more thing, because I did mention this and I did want to bring this up. I'm not sure if it's in the first 6 minutes, but Corto Maltese, the fact that they bring Corto Maltese into this movie, I thought it was pretty cool, man, because it's a big part of the DC Comics mythos, you know. Probably somewhere like Santa Prisca is even bigger, but Corto Maltese is still pretty big, you know. If you've seen if you read the Dark Knight Returns, the comic book, or watched any of the animated films, Corto Maltese is the island where Superman is helping the US troops fight off the Soviet troops. And then, you know, the Soviets launch a freaking nuclear missile that Superman has to deflect. And it appears a few other times along the comic book history, but the point is that it's still a pretty big part of the mythos, and I thought it was cool that they included it here. And I also thought that it was a nice little thing that they finally put the Suicide Squad somewhere where it had to be, you know, where it belonged. The biggest thing that I heard a lot of people say about the first movie was that the Suicide Squad was not supposed to be fighting the Enchantress, you know. They were supposed to be fighting something else that was more akin to their skills, you know. They're freaking like hired assassins and monsters and killers. Have them fight in a freaking war-ridden country. That made sense. The first time, you know, fighting the Enchantress on, I don't even remember what city it was, that didn't make much sense. But this time, I thought it was pretty cool. From the moment I read the synopsis, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to watch this movie. Just because of that, you know. But, so yeah, I thought that was cool that they put Corto Maltese in it. And I thought that the Tinker was a funny character. Played by Peter Capaldi. Oh, and of course, Joaquin Cosio being in the movie. Just a little bit of, you know, a shout out to Joaquin Cosio, great Mexican actor. I love him, you know, and I'm glad that he still gets roles, you know, in big Hollywood projects, even if they usually have him killed in these projects, and he's usually like a bit of a background character. But hey, it was still nice to see him there. And what else? I don't know, man. There was probably a lot else in the bit that didn't get saved, but hey. That's just the way it happens, you know, and hopefully next time this will turn out a lot better. There's a lot of noise over there. The point is that it's a good movie. I would recommend it, and I had a fun time watching it. Hopefully Warner and DC Comics will continue to do stuff of this quality, and we just have to see and hope, man. Oh, and just a quick thing. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the first 6 minutes, probably did, but I've been a little depressed lately. I'm slowly trying to handle this as best as I can, but you know, I don't have really a lot of money to, like, for instance, you know, actually talk to a professional, a healthcare professional. If you are going through a rough bit of a time, and you know, a lot of people are, especially nowadays, if you're going through a rough time and you actually can't afford it, please seek professional help, man. I wish I had the money to do it. I would love to be talking to a professional right now. So far, you know, just talking to my friends and talking to my mom and my family and doing this, you know, keeping myself busy with stuff like the videos and whatnot, it's really helping. But seek professional help, man. That's all I got to say about that. Not much else to say, I guess. So, hey. Hope you got a good day. No, that's not my fucking outro. I always forget my freaking outro. What is it? Have a good one, my brethren, and I'll be catching you on the flip side. Se cuidan.